Hello, this is Bettina Cornwell, and this is Sponsorship and Marketing, and we'll be talking about pricing. So we're talking about a sport, art, or event, cause, being sponsored by a brand, typically for a marketing communications platform. And one of the questions is, what factors influence the price or the fee that the sport property or the property rights holder could ask for from the sponsor in this development of a relationship? So one of the starting points for price is actually the property rights holder, their own approach to pricing. So what approach is taken? A value-based approach where the emphasis is on the value to the sponsor, saying, what are we worth to them? Or a cost-based or a cost-plus approach where really there's a tally of how much it costs you to hold this event, and then there's some additional value added to that, and you put the price out with that combination. And then a competitor base where you're looking around at the marketplace and saying, well, what would an event of this size typically be asking for a sponsor to pay? So value-based tends to increase prices, and you're thinking of the value that you're providing to others. Cost plus tends to reduce them somewhat, as does competitor, when you miss out on some unique value that your property has. In addition to the approach, we can certainly say that economics, some basic ideas here. Economics, trends, how is the overall economy doing? That will influence price. Demand. Are these particular types of properties very popular with sponsors? It has been said that golf priced itself too high at some points, but is now more moderate. It was just too expensive to afford to sponsor golf for a while. Competition. So in a market where there are 3 professional teams, there might be more competition, whereas a city that only had 1 professional team, they might be able to ask more. Uniqueness. So how special or unique is this property? Is there something about it that would really attract a sponsor and say, we couldn't get this anywhere else? You can ask more. We can also say about sponsorship as a business-to-business relationship, as a B2B pricing, that there's audience is huge. When we're thinking about the sponsor as seeking an audience for their product, the TV, streaming has been shown to be very important. For a smaller event, your attending audience, and then we have to admit these days that the social media following will influence price. So those audience elements, the TV streaming for large events is super important, and that will be a heavy determinant of price. We did some research on this at one point, and we asked ourselves, is audience really everything? Is it really about this being a surrogate for advertising? And the answer is actually not really. So what we found was that there's some special things in terms of sponsorship. And one of those is access to property assets. So here we're talking about things that the sponsor might value. A mailing list where a coupon that they've developed might be sent to a mailing list by the property, for example. or that the property has a beautiful venue, or athletes, or musicians, someone that might be part of the content and allow a photo or something like that that the brand could utilize. So we found that actually access to property assets does make a difference in terms of asking price. As well, sponsorship is somewhat special in the sense that we need a lead time for leverage. That is to say, when there's not enough time for a build-up to the event, then the brand loses out. So they need enough time to make this a meaningful event. That said, there are white knights that come in at the last moment and rescue an event that did not have perhaps a title sponsor, and that's a very positive thing. They oftentimes are able to have that opportunity at a discount because of the late timing. Sponsorship is also special in the sense that new events, new properties, events will suffer because there's no history. There's no understanding of what they can provide, what they can offer, how advantageous this will be for the sponsor, and so they may have to take less initially until they establish a reputation. On the other hand, it is the case that prior sponsors play a role. So, in particular, a new arena will demand more money in the marketplace. It will get a premium because there's no past relationship to deal with. So if there is a prior sponsor that has been in place for a very long time, and they've been very powerful and good about leveraging, and they have a high brand equity, it might be hard to step in their shoes and come after them, and the price might have to come down for that. And, management. We cannot deny the fact that experience and the ability to do a great job for a sponsor in executing a sponsorship relationship will come into play. That it is the case that if there's been a mistake, the word gets out, something didn't happen as planned, or if it's been wonderful and working with them as a partner has been very successful, that message will also get out, and that can influence your price. This is Sponsorship and Marketing and Pricing. Thank you.